He played guitar for Brett Eldridge, opened for names like Chase Rice and Devin Dawson. We are here at the Tequila Cowboy tonight with Brandon Ray. Brandon, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm great. So, you just released your Body Language EP in 2018. Is there a song that stands out as one that you are most proud of?
When you record a whole project, all the songs are kind of your babies. But some songs that stand out are Small Talkin' and Still Got You.
Okay. You started in a rock band, so what kind of made you want to transition to country, and what's the difference in the crowd when you play a show?
It's a really good question, and not a lot of people ask that question. In the rock world, it felt so flavor of the week. It felt so like, who's the hot band this week? And there didn't feel like any loyalty when it came to the fan base. And when I switched over to country music, you just saw the loyalty. You know, you saw people. I saw you when you came to my hometown and there were 10 people there. They just want to be a part of the story with you. And I think growing up listening to country music, the heritage of it, the storytelling of it, it makes you feel that way toward the other artists as well. Like, oh man, I remember when he came out with that album, you know, nobody knew who he was. Now he's a big star. So I just truly appreciate everybody who latches on to the music and to the show and wants to come out, wants to drive, you know, and see a show. I know you drove really far, which I appreciate. So that's what it's all about. It's about loyalty, and it feels like a family.
What would your biggest goal in music be, do you think, right now?
I think my biggest goal, you know, that kind of changes. When I was coming up, I was like, I want to be the biggest star ever, you know, I want to be all this stuff. But honestly, like, I honestly just want to give people an escape with music. Like tonight, we're about to play here in Lansing, Michigan, and there's probably going to be 100, 200 people here. It snowed like crazy, you know, the highways are horrible. But people have been looking forward to the show because they've been in their jobs and they might have had a bad week. Somebody messaged me and they said it's been the worst day ever. I can't wait for tonight. And as musicians and songwriters, like, that's what we're here to do is bring the party, bring happiness to people's lives. So if I can do that and make a living doing that, I think that's a good goal.
All right. Do you have a dream collaboration?
I always say Bryan Adams because he's my hero. Since I was a kid, I was like, I want to sing with Bryan Adams. So it'll always be that. But I wrote a song recently that is a duet, and I was like, man, if Adele could sing this with me, how cool would that be? So Adele, you should totally sing this song with me. I love you.
So I know you have your wife, Alyssa, out on the road with you sometimes, and that she's an incredible vocalist in her own talent. So what is your favorite part about having that on the road? I know we see it. Everybody in country music loves when these guys all love their wives so much and are all posting. You see Morgan and Kelsey and TR and Lauren and all that right now. So what's your favorite thing about having Alyssa out on the road with you when she makes it to shows?
I think for an entire year, she didn't come out with us. So I didn't see her. I saw her probably once a week out of all those weeks. And when we saw each other, it was like, hey, what's up? Let's get to know each other again. And so bringing her out, it just feels like I can relax. It feels like my world is here. I'm not missing anything. Like, and she kind of gets to witness. She said this last week. She's not here this weekend, but she was in Virginia Beach and Pittsburgh, her hometown. And she was like, oh my gosh, like, it's just crazy how much this has grown. You've got people in the crowd singing all the lyrics, and it's just like, it's kind of phenomenal. Like, all the work and sacrifice you put in, you kind of see the results of it. So
I was telling you before we started that I really like playing newer artists when I'm on the air, and I really like also digging into kind of who wrote those songs. So do you have a favorite person that you love writing with, that you go into the room and you're like, I know this is going to be something good that comes out today?
Yeah, so there's a buddy of mine named Jordan Minton and another guy named Will Weatherly. And Jordan and Will have written songs for Kane Brown, Dan and Shay, Keith Urban, but they're truly like my best friends. We wrote Still Got You together. We wrote some new stuff that's going to be coming out soon together. And when you get in the room with your best friends, there's no ego or anything.
So there are a lot of people I've noticed in country music that are just kind people. I've met you in June, and you're one of these people that stuck out like that, and Michael Ray, Devin Dawson, just these people that always remember you and are so kind. Is there anybody who's really taken you under their wing and been that kind of person for you as an artist?
Absolutely. There's a few people. Early on, it was Bobby Bones. I met him through Lucy Silvis and Brothers Osborne. I was playing guitar for both those artists, and Bobby just, there was no ego, there was nothing but friendship there. And the same with Keith Urban. You know, I signed with his company. We started recording songs together, and it's just true, like genuine, look you in the eye kindness, you know what I'm saying? And it just kind of puts it in perspective of we're all here for the same reasons. Like, you can put the title celebrity or whatever on anything, but we're honestly all people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you're going to blow up as like a radio DJ, and you're going to have your own show, whether it's a morning show or whatever it is, or podcast or whatever it is you do. And we're going to look back on this moment and be like, oh my gosh, like we've been doing this for so long, and we met each other so early on, and we're still encouraging each other.
As a fan, that's something that I always love, and with people like you guys, they're always willing, as soon as they get the tiniest bit of success, it seems like the people who have blown up have been the people who have been willing to turn around and reach a hand to help the next person come up the line. And
absolutely,
seems like success isn't fun by yourself, so...
That's a good point.
Speaking of kind people, I know you've done a lot of work with Musicians on Call, it seems like. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, Musicians on Call, if your listeners aren't familiar with it, basically it's an organization that brings musicians into hospitals to play songs for cancer patients, veterans, children, anyone who needs it and needs their spirits lifted up. And I got started because a few friends, Lindsay L. was involved with it early on, and different people. And after I played the Route 91 festival in Vegas and the shootings happened, we went back with Route 91, and it's truly, we don't know what anyone's going through, and any type of distraction with music or a smile or anything is everything to them. So check it out, Musicians on Call. They're going to so many cities. So if you're a musician, a magician, anything, like, they just want help and volunteers.
And what are you listening to right now, country or not? What's on
Woo!
shuffle?
Oh my gosh, all I do is listen to music. I listen to podcasts too and all that stuff, but I'm just so into so much music right now. On the non-country side, I love guys like Ben Rector. I love Patrick Droney. If you don't know him, you got to check him out. Shadow Boxers. Y'all probably don't even know who these people are. Alan Stone. Oh man, there's just so many great bands out there. Country music though, of course, my buddy Mitchell Tenpenny. We've been coming up together for years. My buddy Adam Hambrick, of course, Lindsay L. There's so many I'm blanking on, but I don't know. I think it's just a great time for music.
It is, and we're seeing this wave where female artists aren't necessarily getting as much airplay on the radio. So who are your favorite female artists in country right now to listen to?
Obviously, Lindsay L. She's a killer. She's a good friend of mine. There's a girl named Rachel Womack. That's great. Bailey Bryan. We did a few songs with them during the $1 Million Show with the Raging Idiots. Maren Morris. I mean, she is definitely she's the biggest thing right now. But it's worth saying how great she is. Yes. You know, her new single "Girl" is just phenomenal. Runaway June. Those girls have been working so hard. And they're finally making it. Maddie and Tay. I could honestly go on and on and on. Like the women of country music, you know, Lainey Wilson. We shouldn't be surprised when we hear these girls. We should be hearing them already. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I love about Bobby Bones is he's got a whole show devoted to them. And I truly believe it's helping and changing, bringing the women back.
And we got to ask you a little bit of a silly question because every male in country music has to have their opinion, from Ryan Hurd to Russell Dickerson, Michael Ray. They're all talking about it. Are you following The Bachelor?
So, and this might not be a popular thing with your listeners or girls in general, but I watch it to make fun of it. I'm so sorry. Like, there's some people that take it seriously. They're like, oh my God, like, I just want them to be together. And it's like, okay, like, you know the game. This is ridiculous. Like the whole premise of the show is hilarious. I just have fun with it. I know there's a lot of people who take it seriously, but you kind of need a little distraction every now and then. So
You hinted at new music earlier in the week on social media. Is there any idea of when we could expect that around? If you can share that.
yeah, so there's been a lot of changes lately, and I think you're gonna find what's gonna be happening in the future. You know, I'm gonna be announcing little things here and there. It's definitely a big change, and you're the first person I've ever talked about this with, because I literally just had the meetings and the planning everything 2 days ago. So there is new music coming out, but it's gonna be something absolutely crazy.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to hearing it. Thank you for sharing with that. So I'll let you go here in a second, but can you go ahead and plug your social media and where people can find your music?
Absolutely. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter at Brandon Ray Music, Facebook, Brandon Ray Music as well. If you use websites anymore, go to www.brandonrayofficial.com. You can find me on Bands in Town, find all the dates there. iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, anywhere you find music, my music's there. Body Language EP, all the singles, Small Talkin', Bring Your Love Back. Everything's on there. Would love to connect with you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. That was Brandon Ray. Thanks for hanging out.
Jesse!